guys, a few minutes late. Just trying to make sure that everything is good. If you're here, go ahead and say hi. Let me know that you can hear me okay. Alright. So I know I'm like 8 minutes late. I'm not thinking that the 7 o'clock lives are working. I just feel a little bit defeated today, and I feel like every time I try to do a live, something happens, like where I just can't get in on time. So instead of putting pressure on myself and trying to feel bad about it, I think I'm gonna just change the time to make it better for my lifestyle. So I have a card in mind that I want to make, and it's because my daughter just had my 10 and a half months, and she just had her, wow, be careful with that. These magnets are strong. She just had her cleft palate surgery, so I wanted to create a card to send to the plastic surgery team that worked on her and helped her out, and I thought that would be nice. She's doing well. She can, she's swallowing her milk okay now. She's not spitting up as much, even though before this she just spit up on me twice, and I had to change my clothes yet again today. And but otherwise, it's not coming out her nose anymore. She used to have milk coming out her nose. We used to not be able to put her down right away after drinking because she would spit right up and it would come right out her nose. Anyways, the cleft palate surgery has fixed that. So I am grateful that everything went okay. So my idea is to make a thank you card for the doctor. So I pulled 3 stamp sets, and I started making this like a week or 2 ago, and clearly I didn't finish it to make a sample for you guys prior to sharing it with you. So I am just going to finish it off with you today. So I have 3 stamp sets. I have Mama Elephant Feel Better. This was, I don't know if it was an exclusive stamp set for Crop and Create. I'm not sure if you can get it or not. I feel like I had a little bit of trouble looking it up. It may have been that, or it may have been this W+9 Get Well game, because I don't know if that's still available. And then I have Fawn Get Well Before and Afters, and I actually don't think I'm using anything for this set. I pulled it out because these are like the 3 doctor type sets that I have to work with. So I typically like to, combine a bunch of different stamp sets together to create my card. So just to kind of give you an idea of how I've started this, I wanted to make like a hospital room to some extent. So this bed here, I wanted to make it a single bed because she was like in a crib. So using some stamping magic, I created this single bed using this stamp. And I think I have an idea for my scene. I'm going to make this an interactive card. If you haven't heard me say it already, I'm participating in the card making success summit that's happening in March from the 7th to the 10th. And I will be creating a interactive card that is a pet sympathy card. So you can see here, this is my whole thing. The techniques I'm using today, where I create kind of like new stamps from what I've got, I used to make this bird. So sign up, it's free. You just sign up. I have the link listed below in the description. And there are 45, a little more of 45 speakers that are going to be sharing techniques and stuff. And so you'll be getting all those classes for free, all their bonuses for free. We've even created freebies and stuff to give to you guys that you can download. I've created a handout that you can download. And so yeah, this is the card that I am going to show you how I created. So a lot of modifications here, and you'll see that in the video how I did it. But basically I created this dancing bird, and I know it kind of looks strange for a pet sympathy card, but I have an idea for this, and you'll understand it a little bit more once you see my class. So you'll see how to make the interactive mechanism. You'll see how I created this bird from 2 different stamps, how I created the sentiment, things like that. So go ahead and check the link out below in the description. You can sign up for free. If you want, you can upgrade to the VIP option, which gives you lifetime access to videos. The way that it works is that each day there are speakers' videos that will be available for you to view. And after 24 hours, they will no longer be available to view. So if you get the VIP access pass, you'll have lifetime access. You don't have to worry about the videos disappearing. You can watch them at any time. If you can't make it next weekend, you can watch it some other time. And right now it's the lowest price that it's going to be. Once the summit starts, it's going to increase in price. And then after it ends, it's going to increase in price. But you'll still have like a few days to sign up to get the VIP access and watch the videos. I have a link for that below too if you would like to do that. But otherwise, last year I wasn't a part of it, but I participated in as a student. And what I did each day is I downloaded all the handouts from each class. I downloaded all the freebies for each class, and I used the handouts and took notes while I was watching the class live. Or it wasn't live, sorry, while I was watching the classes that were available that day. So whatever ones interested me, I watched those first. If I had time, I watched, some of the other classes and took notes. I didn't do any card making per se. I took notes so that later I could get to it. I hate to say that I still haven't done it, but having a 10-month-old really makes it difficult to get things done on your to-do list. I'm making about 1 card a week, if that. So it's not ideal, but it is what it is. I'm a stay-at-home mom now. I left my job as, I was previously a teacher, and then I was a vet tech. So I left those jobs. I stay at home with my daughter, and she's going to be 1 in April. So I'm not sure really, how everything's going to go, but I've been trying to build up my channel, build up my blog again, my social accounts, subscribers on my email, and I'm hoping to make something of this, basically, because I don't really have a choice of doing anything else. I love doing it. I wish I had more time, but this is what I'm trying to do for now. So, long story short, not really, but yeah, check out the summit. If you just click on the link below, it'll give you more information. If you want to go to my blog, sign up for my email list, you'll get all the news and updates as soon as they're available, right to your email. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, check it out if you like. I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm excited. And I do admit I have another event that weekend as well, but I'm going to be participating in both. There's a lot of great events going on that weekend, and there is a way to do multiples. So do what you can. So yeah, so we're going to do an interactive card, and I already modified the stamp, basically just using some masking to create a single bed. So you can see here, this is kind of inked up. I don't have the heart on the bed, but I have like the one pillow and the blanket and the sheet and all that. So I've already done that. Now for the rest of this, I have my little rabbit, and this is from Mama Elephant Feel Better. And I'm going to give him a little band-aid to put like kind of on his throat area to kind of symbolize like the cleft palate. It's very hard because you don't see it. It's something you can't really see because it's a cleft palate, not a cleft lip. But I'm going to work with it. I'm going to try to do it. And then I took this sentiment from W+9, and it says, "Thanks so much for taking such good care of me." So I'm just going to check in and see. Hi Tony, thanks for watching, thanks for joining. Alright, so I'm just closing out some things on my computer screen. I don't have the chat working right now, but I can see it on YouTube, so. Alright. So now I gotta think about this card and what I want to do. I need to stamp out my bunny. I need to stamp out this little band-aid and then die cut them. I'll work on this in a little bit because this is going to be part of the actual card. So I'm going to go ahead and get some Nina Solar White because I'm going to use Copic markers to color them. So there's that. And really I don't need this one right there. So I can put my bunny right here and a little band-aid right here. You know, I've been a card maker for, you know, at least since 2014, so like 10 years. And I always felt like card making was almost like having little dolls and creating little scenes and like picture book things, and it's fun. It's cute because you have all these little accessories, all these things you can do to make it, you know, more special. Like I have some ideas for the glasses to make it more, just make it a little bit more unique. So I'm going to use, I have two options. I can use Versifying Clair, which is a pigment ink, and I could heat emboss, or I have Tail Expressions Oreo and Long Fawn Black Licorice. This one's a hybrid, this one's a dye ink. Both of them work well for stamping. I think I'm going to just go ahead with the Long Fawn one. I don't really feel like heat embossing if I don't have to. So we're just going to stamp this up. There's nothing to prepare on my paper since I'm not heat embossing. I'm going to just ink it. And I have a tool around here somewhere. Yes, I just press, don't stress, just press on Tail Expressions. I don't know that you necessarily need it, but I think it helps because I don't like rubbing my hand over it. So I'm going to do a second go on this. And that's what I love about the Misty, is that it gives you that option to do it. And I'm not pushing down too hard, just hard enough to get a full imprint. All right. So put my ink to the side. Take these out. And now I kind of got to think of the color. So I have some browns in my bed. Probably would be smart to figure out my color scheme. All right. I know I want to do like a little bit of like a tan for the Band-Aid. So I have this Copic reference guide that has all my swatches. So I use this to kind of see what the colors look like before actually picking them. And I don't have that many Copics. I just have like one little stand full. But I think I want to go with Raw Silk and Light Camel. So that is 53, 55. And it's so small, it really doesn't matter if you use two. I'm going to start with just the Raw Silk, the E53, the lighter of the two, to see if I even need the other one. I don't think I have the option to zoom on my camera right now, so sorry about that. I can't really see it. But I'm going to go ahead and put a little shadow on the left side. And then blend that out with the lighter color. And that looks good to me. You can see here if it focuses. Not very well, but there's my little Band-Aid. There we go. Alright. And I think for my bunny, to make him stand out a little bit, I think I want to do gray for him. Or white. I did get these recent colors that are E40 and E41. And they are great for doing like a white color without, with like the tiniest bit of brown and not gray. So it's E40. And I don't know if they go together. Wow, why is that so dark? Is this already drying out? That's strange. Okay, I'm gonna open the other side up. The other side isn't as dark. That's the color it's supposed to be. I don't know. I have to email Copic about that because I've never refilled this in mine and owning it. I don't know, you guys. I don't know if I trust that. It has like too many dark lines. Let's go to E41. That one's like that. And that's what it's supposed to be. Why is this one so dark? That's crazy. Yeah, I think I got that from Scrapbook Pal, so I'm gonna have to email them. Don't be afraid to email these people that sell you this stuff if something is not right, because they will either replace it or give you your money back, most likely. Alright, so Pearl White, E41. And I'm just going to do the outline, basically outside edges of him. And I've said this before, I do not at all claim to be an expert in Copic coloring, but I like to do it. I think how I want my shadow. I think it's gotta be under his arm. Okay, and I could do a little bit for the glasses. And then since I don't have my light marker, let's see if my E50, no, I think it's more peachy. It really stinks about the E40. But I want to use my colorless blender to just like blend out the color. I feel like I see a little bit of the black ink smearing. That's frustrating. Because usually this ink is really good for Copic markers. Okay. It's not much, but you can see some color on him. Maybe like that. So I think that's good enough for me. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut these. So my little band-aid came, is it from this set? No, it's not. There's a band-aid in this set too. But it came from this set. That's an even smaller band-aid. Should I try that one? Maybe the other one's going to be too big. And then there's an even bigger one here. Look at that. This one has a different size band-aid. So versatile. Put this guy back on here. Put the band-aid. That goes there. I'm going to use what white space I have left. Put this band-aid down. A teeny little band-aid. I don't even know, is there a dye for it? That would make a difference. Get well gain. Which is not a dye, that's not gonna work. And I don't think there is. So I can either die cut it out, or I can stamp the little band-aid on top of him. So what I'm going to do is, if I can find my grid, I didn't really clean up my desk before I started this. I have a grid from CMSS Stamp where you can pre-stamp your image. With this one too. I don't like this one as much. But it is clear. So, how do I want to do this? Gotta be careful with this. I keep forgetting. Okay. So I'm gonna put the little band-aid where I think I would want it. Pick it up. And I'm just going to do some light inking on it, just so I can see what it looks like. Yeah, that's why I don't like this. It doesn't stamp on it very well. But you can kind of see I think I'm going to put the band-aid on there directly. So we'll just save this other Band-Aid for another time. Alright, and I'm going to use... That's why it's smudged. I use black licorice, which I'm supposed to use for sentiments. And then I have this, which is alcohol marker friendly. So you know what? Made a mistake. We can go ahead and restamp the money too. And then I will put the Band-Aid on him. So we're going to have to line that up again. Alright guys. Nobody's perfect, right? I mean, it's not horrible, but I can see where the black came in. That's why I labeled my ink pads so I wouldn't get them confused, but I somehow just failed to read them. Do this one more time. Well, now you guys can see what the difference is and why it matters when you have alcohol-friendly ink versus dye ink. Oh my gosh, that's so much more clear. Like even these little marks that are on here, not on there anymore. And just gonna clean off this Band-Aid. And we're going to, yep. I was thinking about coloring him first, but it's fine. I can always re-stamp over the Band-Aid once I'm done coloring. That's just tricky because it's sticky. I want it in a certain place. But I am going to try it out again. I don't think right when I'm alive. I need to put this down first if I want to test it out. I put both down because this plastic is a lot thicker than what I normally use. Maybe because it was a dye ink, that's why it didn't stamp well on my acetate. That should have been what told me that. No, it's still kind of the same. Alright. Yep. I'm happy with that. Keep the magnets, 2 different hands. Do not want to break them or crush my fingers. And yes, I have done both of those things, so don't feel embarrassed if you do it too. I'm just going to go lightly on this because I don't want... Oh my god. Isn't that so cute? Oh my god. Oh, I can't. I can't. Okay. Let's take this off. And we're going to go ahead and color again. So what did I use? I used raw silk, I think. No, I think I'm lying about that. Where's my Copic book? E41. E41. Bad marker is over here somewhere. So E40 is the one that's not right. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to, again, go around the edges, and you will see that the black does not smudge like it did the first time. I've done that like twice now. I'm like, oh my god, why is this not working? I spent so much money to make sure had the right ink pad and blah blah blah. And then I realized I used the wrong one. Because I am not getting any black smudging. Like, look at, oh, I'm going to show you up close in a minute, but it's crazy how much of a difference it makes. Make sure there's no black on here too. Alright, so we're just kind of blending this stuff out. Now usually this marker kind of like erases color rather than blending, but I've noticed that I can use it on the edges of marker that colored to just give it a softer look, more like. And if you erase too much, you can always add more. Alright, and I want to give him what I didn't do last time. No. 20 or 30. That or that. I'm going to do R20. Give him a pink little nose. And I can also, because I'm making it she actually, give her some blush. So just right in here would kind of be where her cheeks are at. Maybe put it a little outside so it doesn't look strange. I can also blend that out a little bit so it's not so obvious. There we go. So it looks like blush now. Just a little more. Alright, and now the Band-Aid, which was RE 53 and 55. I don't know why I've lost the markers that I use. Like, oh, here it is. Just blind. Okay, coloring in the Band-Aid. And I'll make the shadow at the bottom. So small. No one would probably even notice if there was a shadow or not, but it's just fun to do. So now, let's take a look at these up close. Gotta tilt it right. Alright, can you see on the right? That was using a dye ink. See how the lines are smudged and fuzzy? And then on the left, it is crisp and clear. So that's the difference. Even the Band-Aid here, it's like you can't even see the little dots very well, but these you can see. Oh my gosh, I wish you could see them. You can't see them in this, but they're perfect. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and die cut him out. So because I added the Band-Aid onto him and not like anywhere else, I can go ahead and die cut him like, or her, like normal. It's funny because these are gonna die cut around her hands. So if I wanted to have her hold something, I could, which I might do, we will see. But it gives you like a little, another little element you can add. Okay, I've mentioned this before, when I do yellow tape, I make sure to do it on the outside of my image, because if I do it on the inside and peel it off, it might peel off the actual paper and the color, because it's pretty strong. I'm using this sandwich I learned from Jennifer McGuire. I think because I was rebending the plates the other way, actually, I think it rebent the other way. Okay, so we're good. So I have the one plate that I'm not die cutting on, that's going to be on top. Send it through my Gemini Junior. Great. Get this out of the way. Now we can pop her out. And there we go. So here you can see now her hands are open. So if you want to put something there, you can. Let's see what we've got. So this one, I've got ice. She didn't need that. She didn't need that. Didn't need that. Tissues, didn't need that. Medicine, she did need. This one has a tiny RX bottle. And we tested this tiny little bottle. Normally, like, I know what I'm doing and I just stamp everything at one time, but since we're just still figuring this out, let's stamp them both. Does this one have one too? That one has one, but it's huge. But for the fun of it, let's go ahead and stamp it. I try to stack all my stamps in one area. That way I don't lose them, because I don't have time to really put them back on their sheet. Alright, we can use the white space on this again. Did I just have 3 bottles? Oh, there's 3. Okay. Put this back down. Magnets. Put the little band-aid over here. And my RX bottles. And make sure we use our alcohol markers ink pad. And we're just going to stamp that up. Get a little bunny off of here. Okay, looks like we need it one more time. Okay, take this off. I know there's going to be other things I need to stamp too, so, I mean, it depends on how detailed I'm going to make this card. I might not make it so detailed just because I'm short on time and I haven't eaten the dinner that I cooked. So, when I say it's hard being a mom, it is hard being a mom. Alright, RX bottles are typically that orangey color, depending on where you get them. But I'm going to look for a color that is similar. Could do this YR 23. This one looks like That's my best bet. Maybe do YR21 and do YR23 as a shadow, just so it's not too dark. And if it has a label, I'm not going to color on that. Oh, that's actually perfect. Okay. So on the medicine bottle, this one is going to be on the medicine bottle. And the medicine bottle, not the label. Now I'm going to do some on the edges, on each side. And then just blend the two together. Now I'm going to show you what you do if you get some on the outside of some mark on the outside of your image. You just take this colorless blender and use it like an eraser. Go over that marker and it will disappear. And that is like the magic of alcohol markers. Alright, and this one has a little heart. I'm going to use that same pink I used before. And then for the top, I'm going to use E41. It's a white top. And for the label, and I'm just doing the sides because I'm going to blend it out with the colorist blender. I really wish that other color would be perfect. The E40. But clearly it's not working today. And if you use Copic markers, I mean, feel free to tell me if that's happened to yours where it's like a completely different color. Like, I've never had that happen. I've had it dry out, but to be a completely different color, strange. Okay, don't lose our bunny. Alright, now we need some dyes. So, not all of these have been cut. So I'm just going to cut this medicine bottle out. These are just some wire snips that you would use for like jewelry. I try to get as close as I can so it's not pointy, but I don't even bother. Like, some people sand it down. I don't even bother because I know they're there. I'm just not going to poke myself with it. Alright, so this is for this bottle. And then whatever ones I don't use, I can just put back in their sleeves. Probably smaller pieces of tape to be a little bit more conservative. Alright, and cataloging this little bottle. Which is probably the one we're going to use, but I like the others with the labels on them. And then others feel better. Back on my plates. Send it through Gemini Junior. Great, we're gonna pop out 3 medicine bottles. Didn't do a very good job of not getting the tape on the bottle, so I'm just going to be very careful in pulling it. But I don't know if you can see here, it's just pulling some of the ink off. It's very strong tape. So you know it's called the Best Ever Craft Tape. Right there. It's tearing the paper. It's not really the best ever. It's just nice if you want something strong. For me, it's just like, it's in my tape dispenser, so that's what I'm using. But the image is not ruined, so it's fine. Let's go slow on this one again. Pop this out. Alright. So 3 little medicine bottles. And see which one is going to be our winner. So we have the tiny one. And then we have the medium size, which covers up the Band-Aid. And then the large. Depending on where you put it, you can put it down. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the little one. I mean, I know you want to realistically put a bottle in a baby's hand, but this is just a card, it's just for fun. So I'm going to just do a dot of glue. On the back, maybe a little bit more because it has like an indent. And then slide it under so that you can see it says RX. And then I've got my little bunny. All right, now onto the rest of the card. So I'm going to get out a couple card bases because I'm not sure if I'm going to do top folding or I mean, either way, I'm probably going to do top folding, but I don't know if I'm going to do the horizontal or portrait one. So this just needs to be folded in half. It's scored. This one's not scored. So I'm just quickly pulling, I think this is Stampin' Up! Scoreboard, but I like this bone folder, so let me use this. And I like this because it has, I can preset my, the size that I need. So I'll just sit there and try to look at it every time I use it. It's already there for me. And then just a tiny bit of overhang on each card. So I'm going to just use my guillotine to fix that. So what I was thinking was that we're making this into like a hospital room. So we would have our bed, we'd have the bunny a little bit further away just to, you know, he's huge compared to the bed, so I don't know what that's really called, but by bringing him closer, it makes a little bit more sense that he's bigger than the bed. And then we're going to make this an interactive card by having this underneath this flap for a little surprise. So I can include this. So I need a background. And when I was first introduced to this stamp, I did like we did a watercolor background. Actually, I still have it. I'm going to just go through some backgrounds that I have done already. I don't think I have many, but... So, we use this type of background. And... that's two. Yeah, I don't think any of those are going to work. Alright, I tried. What I could do is I can look up the hospital that she went to and maybe see what colors they are. So it looks like they're blue, like a light blue. Okay. Let me find a light blue. Trying to match it to their logo, which I think, is it going to be this blue cheese? No, that's a little too dark. If you didn't get the Tailored Expressions advent calendars last year, or yeah, this is a color that they released in that calendar, so I haven't released it for sale yet, but I think I'm going to use this gumball. And I'm thinking of, like, this would be maybe like the hospital wall. So I'm going to get a die to cut this out. so I have a couple of ideas, and I'm actually thinking I could also do a mini slim card, because right now I feel like I might have too much white space. These are just from Tailored Expressions that are cut already. So I just need to fold it. And then use my bone folder. Do it again. Okay, I have a little bit excess on this one too. Alright, let's try the layout with this card. So if we had that kind of like that, this down here like that, bed in the corner, little guy right here. Probably add a few more accessories to this. There are like a side table, flowers, lamp, ton of things I could add. I think I'm gonna go with this. Alright, so we're gonna go with the mini slim. And I have a couple of different dies. So I have these just cut out panels. This is a stitch panel. These are scalloped. Just give it a little bit of detail. So if I did that, either be that, or this would fit on here. Is this the outside? Yeah, that's too big. Alright. So I like to kind of map things out before I get too far in creating the card, just to make sure it's going to work. Maybe I'll put this over to the side. I don't know. I don't think that's going to fit. We might have to do an A2 card. Maybe this to the right. Got a little bit there. Got this here. And maybe a bunny just right there. I can do some stuff in the background. Okay. So I'll cut this blue down. And let me see if I can put one of these on the outside. It may not. It's like the same size. Are you guys a messy card? Are you guys messy card makers? Because I feel like I definitely am. I just kind of toss things to the side. And then at the end of my session or the next day before I make another card, I put everything away. Okay, that would give us... You would barely see that, but you would see it. Alright, let's try cutting this out first. We'll cut this down in half. is the time that my workspace starts getting really messy. It's because I'm just throwing ideas around. So I got that, and I'm thinking I might do like a tiny bit of a black border around it. So I'll just get some black cardstock. And I can reuse the tape from the other die. This will not fit this way, it's the same thing, just put it going this way. I could have just cut this down if I wanted, but see, it just gives it a little bit of a border. That's what I like about that. Now for this, so the idea is that it's going to be cut from this panel, and then underneath is going to be the sentiment. The panel is going to flip up, so it looks like I might have to do it on the black. Because if I try to do it through both pieces and that flip, that's not going to work out. Alright, so let's go ahead and die cut it from this panel. And I'm kind of just going to eyeball it. If you want, you could certainly use a ruler, and I actually might, just to double check it. So I'll just use a T-screw, T-square ruler. Push it up against, which way does it go? It's this way. Push it up against the rectangle, and then, and look at that, it's not even straight. So I'm going to push this up, bring this down, kind of going to use this to put it in its spot. see if I like it. And that doesn't look straight either. Okay, you know what? This isn't going to work that well because this is a scallop edge. So we're just going to eyeball it. It's going to be straight enough. They're not going to know or care. It's hard to tell because of the shadow. I think it's straight enough. So let's send this through. Alright, now I can reveal our interactive element. Pull it very carefully. Alright, so this will be here. This will be here. And this will have something on it that says you can lift it up. So I'm going to go ahead and lift it up, score it, and so then my sentiment will be underneath here. This is just a fun little detail to add. So I gotta decide if I'm stuck on the black. I don't know if I'm stuck on the black. Look at their website again. They have a dark blue too. What if I do dark blue and light blue? Don't have as many dark blues, but I think this one would be the one. That might work better. Okay. Sorry guys, I keep changing my mind, but this is my this is how my card flow goes. So I'm going to save this black panel, get that rectangle. Anytime that I can add something special to my cards that's personalized for the recipient, I do that. In this case, it is the colors of the hospital that I'm sending it to. You will see if you take my card class for the Card Maker Success Summit, I personalize it based on the actual pet that has passed. That's what I'm looking for. He hasn't really passed, but for the card's sake, he's passed. It's gonna break. Just trying to rip my paper. I'm trying to salvage the rest of this so that I can use it on another project. All right, here we go. Here we go, you guys. Oh, that's so much cooler. And then I can do the white heat embossing. The question is, do I want to glue this together before heat embossing? Or do I want to just try to make a outline of where I want it to be? Or I can stamp it. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, here we go. Take my Misty, take all of my medicine bottles out. Kind of clean the black ink off. Alright, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put this in here because this is the one we're gonna stamp on. Make sure this foam is pressed up against the edge. So it's this. And then I'm going to eyeball where I want this to be. Take my sentiment and line that up inside the flat. Oops. And then I'm going to pick it up, remove this, and there we go. We have our surface. So, anytime you heat emboss, you want to powder the area so that the embossing powder only sticks where you want it to stick. And I'm going to use a fine detail powder. So I can find my favorite one. No. Did I pull it already for my class? Alright, well, we'll try this one. This one is Ranger Super Fine Detail. And I like to use this Wow embossing pad because it stays wet long enough for me to get the powder on there. So ink. And just give a tiny press, not too hard. Then ink. And I always do a third time for good luck. The Misty, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get a coffee filter for my embossing powder to go into. Just a little bit of a tap. I think it's a little crooked, but that's okay. I can make it not look crooked. Or if I wanted to, I could brush it all off and start over again, but we're just gonna go with it. Alright, so I have a Wagner heat tool. I'm just going to be a little loud. just let it cool off for a minute so I can wipe off the excess powder without smudging it, because literally the powder, it melts, so it's going to be like wet. And this is just a Swiffer cloth, which is usually good for getting most of the powder. But I mean, I do notice that this is a little bit lighter than this. I don't know if there's any other technique for getting this off other than just rubbing it. Okay. So now we're going to start gluing some things together. You can hear things flying off my desk right now, I'm sure. Alright, wow, do I need to replace this? Do I not replace this? Okay, I didn't even realize this needed to be replaced. I've got one left. So I'm going to put that one on my to-buy list. Along with that Copic marker, I have to email. Wrap it closed out. Alright, this is very simple to fill. Of course I wouldn't do it on the first shot. Not directly. Here, let's aim it. 1, 2. Now we're done. Alright, we're going to glue this top. And try to get on the edge, but it's really too long. But what I've noticed with this tape is I can just kind of flip over what goes over the edge. You can also just use like liquid glue instead. So now I'm going to try to line this up. Sorry if I'm not in frame, but I'm trying to make sure I do it right. This is probably a little bit easier. Should I make the panel crooked so that the sentiment doesn't look crooked? Alright, there we go. So now we have the little flap. Now on here, I need like an open knee type of thing. So I use Color My Life to inventory all of my supplies. And since I'm using my phone for recording, I can't log in on there, so I'm going to log in on the web. And in my search, I'm just going to search open to see what stamps I have. So it looks like I have a Tailored Expressions one, just says open, lift up, or I have a Lawn Fawn one that says open here, look inside. That one looks a little bit more fun. So Lawn Fawn, push here. All right, now I've got my stamp set. And I could do open, lift the flap, look inside, open me, I like how this cursive one looks. It's pretty. I can't help it, but all that I've got in my head right now is Miss Rachel. I forget how it goes, but she teaches open. And that's in my head. That's why I'm saying that. It's like open. Alright, I really got to find. We're just going to use this. I don't know where my other one is, but this one is another one from CMSS stamp that I don't like as much, but it will help me line open up. So I got 4 boxes here, 4 boxes here. So this is right in the middle. So just pick that up. Put this down. I use both magnets because we heat embossed and it's a little warped. And I'm going to use black ink. I'm trying to find the tops of my wow ink pad so I don't let it dry out. Alright. Here we go. Make sure it's all good. So open. And I did this one with black licorice, which is great for sentiments. You know what? I'm going to put the magnet over the flap. There we go. So press. And I'm going to do it one more time. Press. That's good. Don't tell me there was black on here. You know what? We're putting the bunny there. That's okay. It's okay, guys. Oh my gosh. If you learned anything from this video tonight, is how to fly by the seat of your pants. So the bed is going to go there. The bunny is going to go here. Now I just have to figure out what to put over here. Like I said earlier, I tried to a side table. Put it more up here because now I'd have to line up with the back legs, and that would be in the way. If we put the bunny here, yeah, I don't know, you guys. I'm a little house, but I could put more beds. And maybe just cut off where it overlaps. So I put like another bed here and another bed here. Alright, let's try this. I'm going to make the bed flat. And I want to pop my bunny up with some foam squares. Just cut a foam square in half for the ears. Stabilize it a little bit better. Alright, so now I'm going to put my bunny where it's going to cover my smudges of black ink that came from I don't know where. Alright, so I got this. Open it. Got that. What are we going to put over here? Feel free to throw some ideas at me. Just trying to think on the fly, you guys. Let's look at my Color My Life app. We can look up house. See if there's any like furniture or something we can add. It was just after Valentine's Day, so maybe we could put some hearts or something. Like heart balloons. Because they were all in the lobby. Let's see. Balloon. I know I have some heart balloons. We could just put a big thank you sentiment so I know what kind of card it is before they open this up. Let's see. Thank you. I also have a stamp set that has like doctor and nurse. Which was the other stamp set I thought about using, but I did. Clearly I pulled it out. It is on my desk somewhere. Could put thank you for being an amazing doctor. That won't fit on there. You are truly appreciated. You are the best. Maybe you are truly appreciated. And if we just stamped like directly on there. I just feel like I could do so much more, and I'm out of ideas, you guys. Put Doctor, you are truly appreciated. Then thanks so much for taking such good care of me. I feel like I want to put some arrows on here too. Why not? Alright, I'm going to... Ideally, I would have stamped this before I even put anything on here, but if we're careful, we can get away with it. So we'll just put this in here, take off this other stamp, make sure there's no ink on our magnets. Put that up there, and check this one out. Put that down here. And again, we can use oh great, if I can find it. Won't work as well because this is not completely flat, but it'll still work. So let's put doctor, and we want to line it up with this down here. Make it straight and line it up with that. So this has 1 square. This is about 1 square. And that's good. And then doctor. You are truly appreciated. It'd be nice if I could put nurse too, but when I write the note, it's going to say doctor and nurses. Okay, add these back on, and we're going to use the sentiment ink again. I have not used this particular stamp from the set, so looks like it just needs to be what do you call it? Just need to use it, clean it. So when it's manufactured, it comes with stuff on it, so you want to get that out. not going to be perfect or near perfect the first time. So we're just going to press what ink we can on. And do it again. If that doesn't work, I'm going to use my hybrid ink. Specifying clear would be good, but I would have to wait for it to dry a bit. Yep, you know what? That's what we're going to do, because that's going to give us the prettiest stamped image. And I'm sorry you can't even see this. Let's bring this up. There you go. Look at that. That is like, oh, that's amazing. I love that ink so much. Now, I said I wanted to do some arrows. So, I'm gonna look in my Color My Life and look for arrows. Arrow. I see a tiny arrow on each side. Well, that stamp set I used earlier has an arrow. So maybe I'll just use that tiny little arrow. Let's go get a little bit closer. Put this down. I think that is good enough. We're going to take this stamp off. Don't worry, I will end up cleaning these later. But for time's sake, I'm just rolling with it. Go ahead and use that same ink. Push. Good. And we're going to do it again, but on the other side. Of course, now the trick is trying to get it symmetrical. It is what it is. It's like Tim Holtz says, you get what you get. And that looks like it slid. Yeah, I don't know if I like this this cleaner from Taylor Expressions, because it almost leaves like an oily feeling. Like I need to re-clean it with something else, and that defeats the purpose. Okay, I'm going to try really hard to stamp it or ink it up without moving it. Of course, it's not inking up very good. It's that dang cleaner. Alright, we're good. Alright, so just being careful to remove this because this ink is still wet. Now I could put some like little decor, like I see there's some like a black smudge right there. But I don't know. Maybe I'll put some sequins on here or something to jazz it up a bit. Alright, so we're just going to use spray. It doesn't get right. I'm just going to make sure not to press on that area. So push, push, push. Go on the outside edge. Being sure not to touch the wet ink. Alright. So other than a few details that I might add, this is pretty much my card. Let's see what type of sequins I have that I can add. So I have teal and blue, I have clear, and I have yellow gold. Maybe I could put stars. My daughter's name is Stella, so maybe that would bring nice little detail with her signature symbol. Okay, so let's see if I put one here, put one there. It's always good to do it in threes, so as much as I would love to cover up that smudge, I don't think it works well there. I think it would work a lot better there. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe it'll distract them from any smudges that are on here. Alright, got my glue, and I have a pickup tool somewhere. Here it is. Okay, I have this one from Studio Cadia. I loved it because it has all the diamonds inside. So cute. I'm a crafter. Our things must be cute. Put a little bit of glue, not a lot. Then put a little bit of glue. And that's too much. So I'm going to try to pick some of that up. Alright. I think there's 2 stars here. Maybe not, I don't know. Put a star there. And my other one is going here. And it just oozed a little bit, but that will dry clear. Alright, so now we've got the cards. We have our little bunny with the band-aid for the cleft palate, our little bed, Doctor, you are truly appreciated, open this, thanks so much for taking good care of me. And just some stars for bling. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this card. It did take me some time tonight, sorry about that, but it is an interactive card, and I didn't get to show you the bed and how I created that, but if you watch my class, you'll kind of get to see the idea of how I use multiple stamps or mask off parts of a stamp to create a new image. It's basically how you can maximize your supplies and use them in other ways than they were originally intended. And again, if I can find it, this is the card I'll be showing in that class. You'll get to learn how to do an interactive card. We're going to be using an interactive die and modifying it to work for this card, this layout. And we're going to be creating this bird here with 2 different images, and then creating our sentiment, our personalized sentiment. So check out the description below. There's a link there for the free ticket, and then you can also get the VIP ticket if you want to just have unlimited access to those classes. Alright, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll check you out next time. I'll see you next Tuesday. I'll be live next Tuesday, so when I pop that video up, just make sure to set a reminder. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.